Good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. As always, we hope that we meet you well. It's the season, it's so to speak, PDP's week. They've just concluded their primaries and now they have a presidential candidate, and the conversation has been centering on that. We won't break that streak this morning. Two guests this morning. First of all, we'll be joined remotely. In fact, both my guests are remote guests today. Protos Nathan Uzoma. Protos Nathan Uzoma is a PDP chieftain in Imo State. He's a lecturer in philosophy at the University of Uyo. As soon as we can say good morning. Good morning to you, Professor Uzoma. Okay, that will sort itself out. Let me see if I can get hold of my other guest, Dr. Fasi Yusuf. Dr. Fasi Yusuf is also a university teacher. He's a lawyer and communications expert. Good morning to you, Fasi. Okay, let me try again. Let me go back to let me go back to Protos Nathan Uzoma. A fine morning to you, sir. Aha, there you are. I can see you now. All that's left is for you to be able to hear me. Good morning to you, Professor Protos Nathan Uzoma. Can you hear me? Good morning. Okay. I know it's going to sort itself out very, very shortly. I can't even communicate with you to make suggestions. But there you are. We seem to be stuck for the moment, but I'm sure it's a temporary affair. As I was saying, Dr. Fasi Yusuf is also to join us. He'll be joining us via Skype. It might be Zoom, whatever. If it's remote, it's remote. So Fasi Yusuf is a lawyer and communications expert. I was mentioning that he's also of the, he also lectures at the University of Lagos. But the lecturer at the University of Uyo, we've seen the picture, haven't heard the voice yet. He's a PDP chieftain in Imo State. So as soon as we can get hold of these two gentlemen, I guess what we'll be doing is that we'll be exploring the aspect of the conversation that has to do with internal, democracy following the party primaries, especially the PDP primary. So what's the future of democracy? Because if PDP has it the way it wants it, then its candidate will indeed go ahead and become the president. And so, of course, there's this big conversation at what's going on there. So is the Northeast handing over to the Northeast? So 8 years of one president, of a Northern president. Since PDP wants to win the election, PDP doesn't seem to care very much about the idea that we are following with another 8 years, or 4 in the first instance, and if he gets the ticket again, it'll be a total of 8 years. A lot of people can't exactly square that, and that's something that we shall be exploring. Pending when my guests also come on, I want to find out, there's been a lot of talk about our brothers from the Southeast who often, cry about marginalization. Well, in the, aftermath of that election, there are people who have been saying, so what's all that marginalization cry all about? You guys went and made it possible for what happened in the PDP to happen. But Mr. Ade has called in from the UK. A fine morning to you, sir.
Dr. Yori, how are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Yesterday I tried to call in, but you didn't give us enough time.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The primary that just went by, I watched it with keen interest, but I'm so disappointed that our brother in the South, they can't even vote for one of their own. The whole South, they can't even vote for one of their own. One of them got only 40 votes. You see, charity should begin at home. We should be able to support one of our own. Having said that, in the PDP, we saw what played out. Wike was cruising to victory before Tambuwa now said, no, I'm supporting Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. That shows the unity in the North, which we lack in the South. If we can unite in the South, we'll be brilliant. I listened to Dino Melaye on channel, on your TV yesterday,
Journalist Hangout. With Jido Titoju.
Yeah, he said Delta voted for Atiku. And it is the Delta governor that said to all of us that all Southern governors want the thing to come to the South. So who are we deceiving? Are we deceiving ourselves? Now Atiku has been picked. Atiku is good man. I support him, but it is the turn of the Southwest. And for us to get this ticket now, the only option for us is for APC to pick Osibajo. And my reason is that already we have Buhari there, and now we should have Osibajo there. I was rooting for Asiwaju before, but now that Atiku is there, we cannot have a president of Muslim for 8 years, another Muslim for 8 years. No. Nigeria is meant for everybody. So Asiwaju is an alternative, or David Umai in Ebonyi. So see that these two people, if the APC go for Jonathan, we in the Southwest will vote for Atiku. Because with Atiku, if they do Jonathan, with Atiku, we will benefit more. Because Atiku's first wife is from Elisha. So we remember where he married from. So our Southwest will benefit. So APC should be careful. In wooing Jonathan, I've been warning for long. If they pick Jonathan, we will vote for Atiku. And Atiku will be the next president. It's better than we losing out completely. That is my take.
Well,
so, God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Ade, for that contribution and submission. Indeed, we'd like to hear it all. We'd like to hear other contributions along the line of the topic that we're talking about today. As we wait to get hold of my guests electronically, Protus Nathan Uzoma and Dr. Fasi Yusuf. But in the meantime, maybe other calls could come in. The kind of factors that are leading us one way or the other in how we are going to vote, I think it's very interesting the way Mr. Ade has sort of laid it out. And also the point you made about politicians in the Southeast or in the Southwest not being able to come together. There are even those who have gone as far as talking about the North ganging up, could you believe it, against the South. That's the kind of talk that's going on right now. But I have another caller from, in the UK, Babatunde. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, please, I want to speak on what the last caller said.
Go ahead.
Because I don't really understand the way we think in Nigeria. Now, the man was saying that since Buhari has been picked by a PDP, that APC should go for Osibajo. And then his main reason is that we don't want Muslim president to rule for 16 years. But the question we should be asking him is that are we okay with Northern president to rule for 16 years? So now the only strategy left for APC is to go for Muslim candidates in the South. If PDP are okay with Northern a candidate, then we can also APC can also go for Muslim candidates in the South. And I don't mind having a Muslim a ticket, because everybody wants to win the election. PDP has gone for Northern candidate because they want to win the election, not minding the agreement. Not minding power rotation. So we in APC who want to go for Muslim ticket, all because we want to win the election.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Well, thank you very much, Babatunde, for calling in with that submission. If I understood you well, when you suggested that, APC could also now go for a Muslim ticket, if I understood you, that was so that at least there will be something. The two things you sort of link with the North. One, Northern, two, Islamic, Muslim. So if we can't, field a northern candidate again, seems to be what you're saying. If Nigeria can't field a northern candidate again in APC, then at least let the Muslim part of it be what will be fielded. That was what I was trying to make out of what you were saying. I might not have been spot on, but I do get what you're saying. And it's interesting because this is coming from, the first caller, Mr. Ade, both of you in the UK there, who opined that he would go with an Oshibajo ticket. This second guy, certainly Oshibajo is not a Muslim, so him saying that, no, the thing to do is go with a Muslim ticket. Interesting, the way it's coming out. And we shall be hearing from my guests as soon as we can link up with them. Callistus in Abuja, good morning to you.
Good morning, Uncle Yuri.
Good morning, sir.
All right. I am really disappointed from the way the past scholars, contribution from the past scholars, talking about supporting Atiku because his wife is from Elisha. What will happen? Buhari is from Katsina, and in the past 8 years, Katsina has been ravaged by insecurity. Katsina is most hit by insecurity. We should not be talking about bringing primordial. That's what is killing the country. What is important now for me is for INEC to make sure that every Nigerian who wants to register to vote is able to get the voter's card and be ready to vote. The politicians have made it difficult. They have used INEC to make it difficult for Nigerians to get their PVC to vote. In the last election, the total number of vote cards between the APC and the PDP is not up to 30 million votes. We have up to over 80 million eligible Nigerians who are prepared to vote. If you go to the registration centers, people are struggling. People are not able to register. The system has made it difficult for people to register and vote. Give the people the voter's card and let them have their say. You can let INEC conduct a free and fair election for us.
Okay.
If we have a free and fair election, you can win election whether you're in APC, whether you're not in APC or PDP, or wherever you come from. Let us look for a credible candidate. Let us leave sentiments of you are from the east, you are from the west, you are from the north. What are you talking about? Parties go between themselves. The Wike was able to get the votes he got because of the money he spent, not just for anything.
Okay.
Atiku was able to win because he paid a lot of money. How can let 1,000 people determine the fate of Nigerians? Let them give us our PVC. Let us determine our fate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in, Callistus, thereby going along with the school of thought that, look, what these politicians need to be doing is to be wooing the new votes, the young vote especially, and that's where INEC comes in, as you were saying, that let INEC just do the needful, give us the structure so that all of these people that become a force, a vote force, can actually place themselves where they want to place themselves. And it's an interesting point you made earlier too about look, don't worry about don't worry about where a person comes from, where his mother comes from, where his father comes from. Can we just look at the person itself? A lot of people can relate to that, but how practical are we being there? It is what it is. We are who we are, unfortunately, some might add. But some would say, never mind unfortunately, it is the reality on the ground that people sort of will remember where their ethnicity is. They will certainly remember where their religious sentiments are. But let me try again with our guests, Dr. Fasi Yusuf, lawyer and communications expert. Good morning to you, Fasi.
Good morning, Yori. Quite a while.
Indeed, it's been ages. Okay, I don't know. I can't see you yet, but at least I can hear you, and I'm waiting.
I'm hearing you loud and clear. Okay. I think the planning desk will have to do that.
Okay, then you do know about our systems. Okay, yeah. Well, are you connected by phone or by Zoom or Skype?
Via Zoom. I'm speaking with you via Zoom.
Excellent. Okay, great to have you. So we're looking at, and actually a bit unusually, our guests, when I say our guests, those at home who make it a date with us every morning, have actually had the first shot today because they've connected and they've voiced their opinions. So I wanted to ask about the PDP primary elections that's just been concluded resulting in former Vice President Atiku Abubakar being the flag bearer, and some additional matters that come out of that. What is your thought about what we've heard since then, that the Southeast hasn't helped himself? I mean, you've heard it from Wike, you've heard it from Governor Wike, who was livid, berating his colleague governors for selling out, was his words. Maybe he was a bit emotional, but he said that you go on crying about marginalization, and now you had the opportunity to do something about it, and you wouldn't. You let everybody else gang up against us, your people, the way Governor Wike put it. So give me your take, Fasi, on what's the way forward now that the PDP has a Northern Muslim candidate. What is APC to do in the circumstance?
I think, fundamentally, once you state that Nigerian politics is devoid of credibility, is devoid of sanity, is devoid of credibility. Because there was this writer, although most people attribute it to the Bible, but it was a writer who said, "Heavens help those who help themselves." You cannot complain of marginalization when within you are not cohesive. Within you cannot really say what you want, and if you say what you want, you cannot do it. You don't actualize it. So you cannot blame anybody. And politics is a game of number. A lot of intrigues in Nigerian politics, even in American politics, even in Western politics, a lot of intrigues. I mean, we don't need to go into all that now, but we are talking about Nigeria now. If a particular section of the country is complaining of marginalization, then it must put his house in order so that people who want to capitalize on their lack of cohesion, on their lack of a sense of belonging, or lack of permutation, or lack of a strategic thinking, will not be able to penetrate them. But the way it is and the way we have seen it, we can just be pontificating. But those who are involved in strategic political engineering, rather than political gerrymandering, will tell you that, look, we can be talking from now till 11 comes, but that does not translate into electoral victory. Electoral victory is determined by strategic political engineering. So in the absence of that, you don't blame anybody.
How cohesive?
If your people decide to vote elsewhere.
Yes.
Come in again.
No, I was going to ask you what your sense is of how cohesive the other, peoples of the country are. Yeah, it's one thing to say we're all Nigerians. I'm a detribalized Nigerian, but people sort of know where they come from. For instance, the North has indicated that it can be as cohesive as it needs to be when it needs to be. Look at the way everybody, everybody in quotes, stepped down and, said Atiku was their man. In the case of his friend, he also said that, look, all my votes, all my support, please put it onto that guy. So, and this we hear followed the Northern Elders Forum speaking to the candidates. The point has been made that they don't know that that would have been achieved in the South, whether in the Southwest or whether in the Southeast, that you could have achieved a similar effect by, Ohaneze Ndigbo, for instance, calling people together and talking to them, or whatever is the Southwest equivalent. What's your thought on that? Well,
Yori, I must be very frank with you. I'm a pan-Nigerian. I do not subscribe to the issue of zoning. And if you talk about zoning, the Southwest had a president. What did we get out of it? How did it benefit us? I think at this stage of our checkered history, we must be talking about character, credibility, competence, and ability to take us to the promised land. For far too long, Nigeria has been devoid of development, of growth. So whoever can bring about rapid transformation of the country should be encouraged to be.
Okay, Fassi, one moment, please.
Yes.
I got to take a call. Let me take a call. Miriam has called in. Miriam has called in from Abuja. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Uncle Yuri.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I am from the north, and I think for justice and fair play, I think the next president should come from the south. We in the north are rooting for a southern president. And, all these permutations and all this that because Atiku is from the north, because Atiku is the Muslim, and they will vote for any other person except Atiku. I think it's a misconception. We are going to vote for the southern president. And if APC knows what is good for it, it should better put a southern president. I mean, we hear they have been waiting to see what is going to happen. It's even a shame that as a ruling party, you should be waiting for somebody to do something before you know what to do. As a ruling party, you should take the lead. We are not going to vote for a northern candidate. I am from the north, and most of my friends, most of my relations, most of our people are rooting for a southern president. We are, in fact, rooting for an Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. That is the person we want. We are going to vote. If APC is good for you, you better put in Bola Tinubu. If you don't put in Asiwaju, we will not vote for anybody. We will now go and vote for a Peter Obi in Labour Party. That is what we're going to do. If you don't put an Asiwaju, we are all going to mobilize ourselves. In fact, we are going to form groups and we are going to vote for a Peter Obi. So
all right then.
APC, take notes.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for calling in from Abuja. Fassi, well, it's an interesting thing. I guess the way the program is turning out this morning is that we have this guest panel that extends beyond the studio and even our own scheduled guests, and we're quite happy for it. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Ola and also Babatunde, who had called in earlier to, sometimes it works out like this, to go along these lines. As soon as Fassi comes in, we'll hear what he would say, especially to Miriam's contribution, which I found to be quite interesting. Now, Miriam is speaking for herself and, as she said, her friends and those who are close to her. So I imagine it's all coming from a sense of the right thing to do, perhaps. I think they're trying to say something to me. What? Okay, good morning, Mr. Yakub. Mr. Yakub. Oh, dear. What's wrong with your phone? Hello, Yakub. So as I was saying, while Yakub is getting himself together, Miriam must have been coming from identifying with the notion that what is right is right.
I don't know maybe you are hearing me.
I'm hearing you now, Yakub.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chief George, and then Dr. Fassi on the other side. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Chief George, you see, the last caller I've just posed my mind.
Miriam in Abuja.
I dare to disagree with one of our regular caller. I think he's called from London, Ade.
Mr. Ade, I beg your pardon. I called him Ola. Mr. Ade.
Yeah, who says that APC should fill in either Oshibajo or anybody as a Christian? Some of us are die fans of APC. If APC made a mistake, and then filling any other person except Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to be walkover for this PDP. She already mentioned that single person today in APC that can tackle Atiku with a lot of liquid in his hand. Apart from that, when we are talking about intellectual, we are talking about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is a person that knows how to identify a person that to fit a certain period of time to give him results. Nothing really Asiwaju that is working. It's a genius to identify what is good for this very particular position, and then we identify them, and then Nigeria will move forward. So I want to say, whether they like it or not, they should move it for maybe 1 month, 2 months. If they want to do it, they should go to field. Let's see the free and fair primary elections. And then I don't have doubt in my mind that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to come out of that place as a winner. So giving us Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in fact, look at the North. Look at Gaduje, look at former governor of Borno State. They are with him. Even Rufai, they are with him. So forget about the big article from North and whatever. Asiwaju is going to defeat him. Go and write it down.
All right.
After the election. Thank you and God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yakub. Fasi, I understand that we're back together again. I wonder if you, Miriam's call from Abuja, did you hear that? I don't know how much you heard of Yakub's call. So I wanted to ask, did you hear Miriam in Abuja?
Not much. Please, you can just say.
Miriam was saying that, look, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. We will be voting for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If they make a mistake and put anybody else as far as in the APC, that is not going to wash with them. That was, her point of view on the whole matter. So go ahead, please.
Yes, as a social scientist and as a lawyer, I don't dwell on the realm of speculation. If I have a concrete statistics to work with, or a research conducted, a credible research conducted or poll conducted, but I like to believe that BAT, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has paid his dues in this country. He is politically sagacious, and he's a political engineer. So he stands a good chance of clinching the ticket. But in politics, 1 hour is too long.
Indeed.
A lot of permutations can take place and not the rest.
Not to mention scheming.
Yes, nobody. The screening. I don't think Oshibajo will be disqualified. I don't think Tinubu will be disqualified. There won't be any basis for the disqualification. I think it will just be good if they are screened and they are allowed to go to the field and test their popularity. Everybody is saying that nobody saw it coming that Tambuwa will step down for Atiku, but I knew. I'm going by the antecedents of Tambuwa. It's not somebody you can trust politically. It's a political Machiavelli. But talking about we are concerned with APC now. I only pray that the best candidate will win, and let us not beat up the drum of ethnicity or sectionalism or religious bigotry. All those things will not take the country far.
Okay, Fasi, one moment, please. Let me take Karim, has called in from Ogun State. Good morning, Karim. Where particularly are you in Ogun State?
Good morning, Uncle Yori, for the first time. Thank God I have.
Good morning, sir. I can see you're calling from Ota.
Of this state.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm very, very happy to connect with you.
We're very happy to have you on the show.
Ordinarily, yes. Ordinarily, if you watch what happened with PDP, what they did last time, in fact, this is a kind of northern logic or a gimmick per se. I'm from Kogi State. I know what we normally do from north. But when you see, Wike is supposed to get that mandate, it's supposed. But from the logic, when they got to know that Wike is getting the party stuff, they need to, from the northern part, and just turn it upside down so that Atiku can get it. But I want to say this thing, and you put it on record. See, what happened in 1993 is what is going to happen in this coming election, and put it on record. Except on the ground that APC made mistake and go and bring somebody from North. If they bring somebody from North, whether it is from Kogi State, whether it is from Yobe State, whether it is Badaru, whether it is Kebbi State, I want to tell you that no one from there can match Atiku. That is just sure. But from West here, would have said it should go to Southeast. But nobody in Southeast that is sellable, mostly sellable for the whole Nigeria. If not, they are very good. They're supposed to be a very good leader. But look at them as a whole. It is very difficult to sell them to the entirety of Nigeria. But when you watch it, look at Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday when he was entering screening this thing. I watched it very well. Look at the way people are crowded in that kind of place. Look at it. Even seeing it from there alone. Look at other people that they screen there. What happened? You see them, only them, like 2 people or 3 people will come. But look at this man coming. It's not that I so much like him, but this is the only person that can win this election.
All right.
You give him, just pay Asiwaju and Zulu, or pay Asiwaju and Erufai, or pay Asiwaju and the Senate president. Look at all these things that I call. 12 o'clock will not even reach before they call up the result. Forget about Muslim to Muslim ticket. Nigeria is not after that. They are just after somebody that is winning. I want to tell you something about election. If somebody is a fan of APC, whether you bring a Muslim and is a pastor, he is going to vote for APC. That is the logic of politics.
All right, then.
Bring his main pastor, the main pastor of his own church, he will vote for his own party. That is the gimmick of politics. But the only person, in terms of capacity, in terms of knowledge, in terms of finance, in terms of popularity, in terms of, in fact, anything you can make mention of, is only Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu. I love Osibajo, but Osibajo ordinarily is supposed to step down, at least ordinarily, for the person that feeds him. From the, look at it now, make him a commissioner, from commissioner to what? From commissioner to become a vice president. He has not even contested for any politics before, any party before. But from commissioner to vice president, in fact, the day he declared, it was shameful. I was even ashamed of myself. Human being. Is it like this?
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in. Really appreciate your call, Karim. Thank you very much for calling in. Well, it is what it is. It's sort of turned down into something of an open house on the party primaries and the future of democracy. Mr. Iyala in Port Harcourt, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I want to also let us know, in Nigeria, we run a multi-ethnic society and also multi-ethnic religion. And I think in politics, all those things are put into consideration. Okay, for example, right now we have Buhari, which is a Muslim, and Osibajo, which is a Christian. If we are coming back now, then we need to think of how we put in maybe a Christian as a president and a Muslim to go with him. You understand?
That is talking about the APC. That is the upcoming presidential primaries. That's what you're talking about.
Yes. All those things need to play. Then secondly, we all saw what happened during the PDP primaries. It was a money play, and our brother Wike had that problem. He had problem that he shot himself in the sense that when he had the problem with Edo State Governor, he forgot that these persons are people that are supposed to support him. He had problem with Bayelsa State the Ijos in the Bayelsa. He forgot that these persons are people that will also give him support. and we all saw how it played out. The Edo delegates, they didn't give him his support. The Bayelsa delegates, they give him the support. That was why he got it wrong. You understand? And we are talking about charity begins at home.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about?
Okay, all right, exactly. Thank you very much. Appreciate your calling in. Thank you very much. Fasi, over to you. I heard what you just said, that, look, you and a lot of Nigerians are completely detribalized, and so this whole matter of emphasizing one's ethnicity or religion doesn't really wash very much with you. But that's Mr. Yala there saying that, look, it is what it is. This is the way the society is structured, and so we have to take it into consideration. What would you say?
Well, if we were to analyze the current political dispensation, you remember in 1999, we had a Southwesterner and a Christian. Then Yaradua, the late Yaradua came in because of his health and eventual demise. We had another Christian. So I don't see anybody in its logical sense will be thinking about religion. And before now, we had a Muslim ticket. That was Abiola and Ambassador Babagana Kingibe. So it all depends on your strategy. It all depends on your calculation and how you can really campaign and look at the issues confronting this country. We're talking about bad governance. We're talking about corruption. We're talking about terrorism. We're talking about poverty. We're talking about other issues that affect you and I. Our educational system is in disarray. The rule of law is in jeopardy. So anybody who can address these issues and go down to the people, to my mind, will carry the day. And some of them are showing flashes of having solutions to some of these things. And we can only believe, we can only trust that if given the opportunity, they will perform. Like, okay, the last caller spoke about Wike. I've never believed in Wike. Wike to me is garrulous, is flippant, and is a rabble-rouser. So I was not disappointed about his result.
Okay.
Again,
but Governor Wike has, I saw a video where he was answering people, say, please, never mind about the rough talk. Never mind about the shouting. There's substance in there. But that was just his way of saying it. But let me pick up.
you will concede to me that I'm entitled to my opinion.
Of course. No. I am not contradicting you in any way, shape, or form. I just was observing that the man has, let me come back to you because Ada is on the line. Forgive me, Fasi. Ada is on the line and I want to bring Ada in and I'll come back to you. Good morning, Ada.
Good morning. Ada calling from Jos Plateau State.
Yeah.
I spoke yesterday about this topic. Let me tell you something, Mr. Yodi. That Muslim ticket will not work. Let me just tell your guest. It will not work. That thing died after Abiola. After that announcement of Abiola's election, where it was a Muslim ticket. That was the day Nigeria became more divided than ever. So anybody who is not in the idea of Muslim ticket, it will not fly. So let ATC take note of that. Then when it comes to for instance, I agree with Miriam to some extent. You know, when I listened to Dino Melaye on Journalist Hangouts yesterday, I became convinced that it's not about North or South. Because Dino Melaye told us that Katsina and Kanu delegates, because he was an agent there, he supervised it. So he said Katsina and Kanu delegates voted for Wike. Are you listening?
I am, I can hear you.
Delta delegates voted for Atiku. Just like what one caller said, most of the southern governors, well, we can look at it as betrayal. But I think what happened was that he was not in good terms with most of them, you know. So, you know, that was what, went against him. And then why that tsunami had to happen? If you watch the video clip, Dino Melaye had to lift someone in excitement. And when Baba did they asked him why did he take that action, he said that was a tsunami. That was the thing that delivered them. Because the problem that we have is how will they market weekend? You have to have you have to be separate in your utterances, Mr. Yori. You understand? Just like the way you are, you're in food. You will never to the open market and start arguing with a trader. You know what I mean? If I hear it, I will shout. Yori, can you do that? I hope you're following me.
I can hear you. Okay.
So now, APC should field in a southern candidate. It will favor them more. Well, for me, it's assured, but if they say it's not assured, then they will field an APC. Otherwise, they will protest votes.
All right.
One of them said, we are going to tell you something. One of them said on national television that because PDP has fielded the article, that they are going north. That's what one of them said. That would be suicidal. Let's not do about this country.
All right then, Ada. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in. And Fassi, Dr. Fassi Yusuf, lawyer and communications expert, coming back to you, but I just wanted to clarify. I was not contradicting or rebutting your point. I just was observing that there's a social media video. It was an aside. So, this whole matter about your opinion is what we want.
It's okay. It's okay, Yori, but you have to be circumspect about social media. They've done a lot of damage to journalism, because what we were taught when we were growing up was that when you are in doubt, you leave out. But some people just conjure information as if they are
No, that's not it, Fassi. The man was seen speaking. He wasn't being reported upon. But it's irrelevant. Please continue with your point, which is that you just heard Ada, for instance. Ada has said that.
Yes. I've taken note.
Yes.
I've taken note of what Ada said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that there will likely be. There's no certainty about that. But it's always good when you are in politics, you take public opinion into account, because public opinion goes a long way in swaying voters to your side, especially if it is positive. And anybody who's trying to lay claim to power must ensure that every shade of opinion is taken and analyzed properly, and to see that, look, if I do this, I'm likely to have this. If I don't do this, I'm likely to have that. So she has made a good point, and it's for those that are in politics, especially the flag bearer of FPC, who will emerge on the 6th of June, I hope.
Yes.
I hope it won't be changed again. And that person will take into consideration a lot of factors.
Ada has made her own recommendation that she hopes that they decide for a southern presidential candidate. That's her own opinion.
Of course. Of course. It must be. I think it must be. And the odds are in favor of a southern presidential candidate emerging from APC. The major contenders are from the southwest. The former president, Goodluck Jonathan, is out of the race. The Senate president, I don't think he can go far.
Okay.
And I don't think.
All right.
It will amount of political miscalculation on the part of the president to anoint anybody.
Okay.
Because that will destabilize APC.
Okay. Let me hear from Bob. Bob has called in from Warri. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Mr. Yori.
Thank you for calling in.
I'm a political agency with Tommy, religious affinity. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Religious affinity has nothing to do with leadership. A man from the north, a man from the south, regardless of their religion, we just need to perform above board and feed this country. Being article, be tiku. Let who want to feed this country, feed this country. Not a Muslim. If the Muslim can perform, let them go. We are tired of all of this. If a Christian comes on board, so long they feed this country, regardless of policy, we don't tie policies for religious purposes. far from it. Very far from it, sir. Thank you. That is my contribution.
Thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate you. Back to you, Yusuf. Fasi, Dr. Fasi Yusuf. Well, you see it. In fact, there are some people are seeing it one way, other people are seeing it the other. Some people are seeing it from the point of view of the only person who can, quote unquote, confront an Atiku is a Tinubu. Other people are saying that it almost doesn't matter who the person is. You got to choose right. It must be a Southerner. Simply because it's the right thing to do. The
contributors can take an opinion, can take a position, but I, as an analyst, it will be a full idea of me to tell you that, look, I'm gunning for a particular person. Then it means I'm no longer an analyst. I am partisan. An analyst is not expected to be partisan. It's for me to analyze the facts at my disposal, the points I can marshal, and to really talk and contribute to the debate.
Yes. So that's why you went only as far as saying that the odds seem to favor Tinubu.
Yes.
Which is not the same thing as saying that I prefer Tinubu.
No, because I'm not going to...
I get the point you're making. I'm just trying to show you that we understand. We understand.
Yes. I'm not a delegate, and I'm only analyzing from what we have seen. And again, let us be wary of a crowd. The crowd could be rented. Yeah, I'm sure you already. As a colleague and as a friend, you know that in the Western region politics, there was something a cliche was go renew. I mean, go row me. Oh, renew me. You are seeing my hand, but you are not seeing my mind. So I can. If you see my hand, if I wave to you that yes, I'm for you, but right inside me,
you don't know what I'm thinking. Indeed, which must be the way Wike might have felt with his friend Tamboa, until Tamboa pulled that particular number when it was too late for any kind of evasive action to have been taken. So I get what you're saying. Just sort of. Let me cross over to Mina in Niger State.
Okay.
Etsu, Etsu, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. I think I am quite impressed with your program. And the analyst, I think he has done all his best. This is a very nice program, Uncle. I always try your program. In fact, this one I've tried more than 50 times.
Oh.
Let me go to the point. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a very nice topic.
Indeed.
Look,
thank you for your kind words.
Yes, sir. We from the north, for me, I like when you say that you should speak for yourself. We want to see a president that will transform this country. We are tired of this issue of religion, issue of ethnicity, and other issues on Kowori. There are so many things that are going on in this country. So even the APC primary, you see, almost all the primaries, people are not happy. Even the PDP ones, the ones we see, people are complaining. So we need people that will come and transform this country. On Kowori. People should stop talking about religion. They must give it to Osibanjo or Tinubu, or you give it to Atiku. We just want to have a good leader, because the problem this country is facing now is facing serious leadership problem on Kowori. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for calling in. You bit confused with my name there. You made it worry. I understand you. It's Iori. It's the Y instead of the W. Iori. Thank you very much for calling in. Fasi, coming to you for your final thoughts, because we've got to leave this here. Because people are calling in, we could be here for another 1 hour. So just to wrap it up, Fasi.
Yes. The country, my country, your country is in dire need of somebody who can take us to the promised land.
We've got to leave it there. I think that's so beautiful. We can't expand on that. We've got to leave it right there, Fasi. And I want to thank you very much, Dr. Fasi Yusuf, lawyer and communications expert. That's our program today. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.